Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. Today, by popular demand, we are returning to Judas Priest. I heard Rob Halford for the first time just a few weeks ago performing Painkiller, and it was quite shocking. Many of you, I think, recommended it for that shock value. And then as a response to that, many of you said, hey, you should listen to a wider range of Rob Halford's vocals. So Victim of Changes in particular was recommended the most for being a particularly fine vocal performance. And I'm really excited to hear some more variety in Rob's vocals particularly. I understand that Rob is like a metal god, and he's been singing for over 40 years. I think he's over 60 now. He's still performing, and we're going to be going to Bloodstock later this year to hear him live. I'm really excited for that. Now, a little bit about this song in particular. Victim of Changes is actually two songs that have been combined into one. It's Whiskey Woman and Red Light Lady. So those two, they were put into one song and turned into this. And it's essentially about a woman who's feeling like she's over the hump, middle-aged. She feels like her beauty is waning and turns to alcoholism. I think that this messaging is incredibly important for women. That can be such an awful thing to have happen for a woman, to feel like her value is held in her looks, and that when that disappears, that her value disappears. So I'm very passionate about this message as well, and I'm really, really looking forward to hearing this song. Let's get to it.
Thank you so very much indeed. We have a song that takes us way, way, way back to the Sad Rings of Destiny album. Also Unleashed in the East. You might know this one. This is Victim of Changes.
I like the way he announced that. I loved that guitar duet intro. Really, really cool. I loved the way that they felt like they were different loops that were often combining. Sometimes it was harmony, but a lot of times they were interweaving as well. Very, very cool intro. Whoa.
Whiskey woman, don't you know that you are driving me insane?
Huh. That's really interesting that you immediately have clean vocals from him. The first is kept in a full voice, and then when he flips up, I think that he's using a reinforced falsetto, but not entirely sure. Just entirely not expected after hearing Painkiller to have like an immediate, clean, clear vocal like this.
Anything you give, if you will to live, and get shot to my brain.
Whoa.
Got to know you're driving me insane. Trying to find your way through life. Trying to get some new direction, oh yeah.
Huh.
Said the woman's got a man. She won't get no new connection, oh no.
Wow. He's so chill. It seems like he's keeping his breathing and support system low, which would really help with some of those high notes. He seems really cool. Seems like somebody who'd like just like a good friend. But also, I really was fascinated by how he went from that clean vocal without a break just right into some harsh sound and it was a lot of harsh sound as well. He's really able to add some extra. I want to go back to that. Oh, this might be a long reaction, guys. Is that good?
Whiskey woman, don't you know that you are driving me insane? Anything you give, set your will to live and get shot to my brain. Don't you know you're driving me insane?
Similar to Painkiller, he's really going to the A, the second vowel. So pain, driving me insane. I think brain as well. All of these, he's lingering on the E part of that diphthong A. So he's lingering on the second part of it. And that helps there to be like a lot more laser and narrow like focus on the sound, which seems like a staple in his voice.
Trying to find your way through life. Trying to get some new direction, oh yeah. Said the woman's kind of man. She won't get a new connection, oh no.
It's a fun breakup in the middle of that too.
Takes another drink or two. Let's get away.
There is so much metal on this stage. Of course, like this is metal. He's like considered like Judas Priest is one of the godfathers of metal, right? There's so much metal in their outfits. I wonder how much it weighs. And I wonder this for a very specific reason. In different opera costumes, it tends to be a lot of layers of fabric. And when you have a lot of weight, sometimes it's hard to move on stage or breathe. Sometimes that weight is essentially like pushing down into your rib cage and making it so it wants to collapse instead of stay expanded. Staying expanded helps you have better breath control, essentially. So I wonder if any of their clothes weigh totally ridiculous amounts and how that affects their performance. Right, okay, sorry, we're going back for that moment. That's very high. So much. Ooh, that was interesting. That sound, the distortion of sound that he's doing at the end here is it is not some of the same kind of metal screams that I'm used to hearing. It sounds like there's extra compression at the very end. Yeah, it's like to the point where it's almost breaking at the end. That's a cool expression. Wow, like even the pitch gets disturbed there. Wow. What an expressive sound. So the words there are, it takes another look around. You're not going anywhere. So I think that's talking about the woman that's feeling like she is lost at this point. One of my favorite lines in here just happened. Takes another drink or two. Things look better when she's through. So talking essentially about how that alcoholism is just pulling, well, she might like the way that the world appears after it, but it's definitely pulling her down. Boy, oh, heavy material. Listen to that one more time. very interesting also his posture while he's singing both these lines. This, I wonder if he's trying to embody the woman and how she feels as well. And the constriction that I'm hearing in there, is so pronounced. He's not going for a pretty sound. Obviously, he's going for something that maybe represents how this woman, how she's feeling so torn up inside. I'm very much digging this. Wow. He's able to jump really high all of a sudden, let out these huge belted notes, very supported, very strong. They have moments of vibrato in them, but it just feels like every single thing he says, he's filling with emotion and expression. And singing ultimately is about communicating a message. So he's very successfully, I think, at this point, expressing and communicating this message. Ooh, hi, gong. That's a really cool shift. Oh. That went really fast, obviously. That's sort of the big shocker, I think, for most of this moment. But for me, the other shocker is that they have the audacity and the guts to put this moment into a performance, right? A lot of times in music today, people want a click track, something that is super steady on the tempo, that doesn't have too many shifts. Every now and then having a shift is okay. And then you get to like metal or prog rock and you have more and more shifts happening. This is a huge shift. The entire song just stopped for this moment where it's just playing three notes, three pitches total, but 4 notes, I guess. So 3 pitches, 4 notes. And it's playing them over and over and just getting faster and faster. Super simple, but really effective in building up that excitement as the tempo suddenly goes so fast to the point where it's unplayable. I feel like this was such a bold choice and very, very exciting. Like, yeah, that was an awesome choice. Wow, he has like so much expression behind each of those moments. Whoa, they sound angry, that just full of emotion. It's like very intense emotion. You know what? I think that the best word to describe Rob Halford is intense. That's my favorite word for him so far. Okay, let's go back. That was cool. I want to hear that again. Blue it's fun. He leans into his break. So not only does he have this harsh vocal going, it sounds like there's fry on it in addition, but and it's like, so it's belty and fry-y, but also he leaned into his break at one point as if there's like a tiny moment of yodel. So listen for that. That's cool. One more time. Man, I wonder if he's getting some false fold action in there on Had Enough on the low one, because that I mean almost sounded like a Wookiee. Wow. I feel like I really need to reassess, not just reassess. I knew that there was a lot more to Rob Halford's voice than just Painkiller, but here I'm learning that he has explored so many facets of his voice. Like, it isn't just fry, scream, and high. It's the fact that he can use so many different kinds of harsh noises, and these kinds of harsh noises are the kind that you don't normally go to voice lessons for. There are some people that teach harsh vocals today, but it's largely not had a lot of research done. And so a lot of voice teachers think that they're really unhealthy to do. However, in his case, it's not unhealthy. He's been doing this for over 40 years. He's still singing and in great shape today. So that tells you that what he's doing, there's something to it that is really, really right, which has fooled tons of voice teachers. It's pretty dang awesome. That was a really cool solo. I just really enjoyed it. I don't have a whole lot of input on that technique or why I enjoyed it so much. I just really enjoyed like laying back or sitting back and just be like, wow, that sounds awesome. And I love the interaction of Rob with his bandmates on stage. They seem like they're just good friends and enjoy performing together. An active of Bruce Dickinson there. I feel like gongs always precede some sort of magical moment. And so the fact that they had like I think they're chimes as well, after the gong, it made it even feel more magical. Beautiful. Oh, whoops, go back a little more. Nice shift again.
When she was wonderful, when she was fine, when she was beautiful, when she was mine. Now changes come over my body.
This is very different from the singing we've heard him do before. Obviously, it's much lower. There's a softness and a smoothness to this. I wonder if this is like the second of the two songs, or if we've switched it. It feels like it's been such a big change. But it definitely feels like a next episode in this woman's life. The words here, I feel, are very, very touching. Once she was wonderful, once she was fine, once she was beautiful, once she was mine, she was mine. So I think this is talking about the man that she was with, that has essentially seen her be this victim of changes, and the way that she couldn't be okay with the change, and couldn't embrace that her beauty was just taking on a different form. It sounds like, oh man, it just sounds like a really, really tough thing to deal with. Man, body image is a tough thing, people. Just saying, really, really rough. And I personally know a lot about this because we get lots of comments on YouTube about appearances. So if you ever are concerned about whether or not your comment is going to be okay, just think about how sensitive a lot of people are about body image, and, you know, take a moment and maybe compliment them on brains or personality instead, or something that they've obviously put a lot of attention or effort into that they want to be complimented on. Just shouting that out there, okay? Much appreciate your compliments. Okay, let's keep going. Actually, no, let's go back and listen to that beautiful smoothness in his voice and how he's doing this. I think this is a really important moment in the song because of the way he's done this vocal transition.
When she was beautiful, when she was mine, thought she'd just come over her body. She doesn't see me anymore. No changes come over her body. She doesn't see me anymore.
Oh, that was gorgeous.
She doesn't see me anymore.
Wow, I love the way it's again that break, that like that kind of yodel thing, but this time it's not underneath any harsh vocalization. It's all clean vocal with this. Wow.
She doesn't see me anymore.
And it even has a slide out of it. Oh, it's beautiful.
She doesn't see me anymore.
Wow.
Changing.
I feel like that moment was so heartfelt. It felt like it had that emotional impact, was the driver for that vocal choice. Love it.
Give me a changes, come on. Give me another changes, come on. Give me a long, long changes, come on.
That was cool. Yeah, again, he's amazing at going from low to suddenly very high. It's hard to onset, meaning start notes high. And he's really clearly does not have any difficulties with this. He maximizes on it. Whoa! I want to go back and catch this scream at the end again. It sounds really painful, but it sounds like it's coming from his gut. even has vibrato in it. Ah. It's a good song. One of the things that I love about doing reactions and analysis on YouTube is that I often feel like my understanding of musical expression is expanded. And that is definitely what happened just now. I was really impressed by how many different ways Rob Halford can make a noise and how he's using all of those different noises to communicate that message. It's so important for a singer to have a message that matters, I think, and that they need to communicate. And his message here is really, really clearly has different elements to it. He expressed some loss in there, or there's some sentimental moments, and there was painful moments as well. There were moments where it was more about the storytelling, but maybe it was intense storytelling. Very, very interesting. That moment where it got a lot smoother almost sounded like a different person. He was able to make that not intense, and intense is my word for Rob Halford. Fascinating. The biggest jaw dropper to me is that he can make all of these noises and keep on singing all the time. Right? This is incredible. He doesn't, in his exploration of sounds, he hasn't done anything that popped a vocal cord. You know, it's great. It's great. He's just has a great imagination, and I like the details he's putting in. So yes, thank you to all of you that recommended Victim of Changes and exploring Rob Halford's voice a little bit more. It does have a much wider range than I got from just hearing Painkiller. I really, really appreciate that. Please continue to make awesome recommendations. We look for those down below in the comments section of YouTube videos. That's where we track them. And that's how I knew that you guys wanted to hear A Victim of Changes the most. You can also find me every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday here on YouTube for our live premieres. And you can come and say hello to me on Patreon if you'd like to. We have some really cool things there, like we play Beat Saber as I listen to new music sometimes. Sometimes we play video games together. We have tons of live chats. We just have a really awesome community, and we're very, very involved with that community as well. And if you want to learn more about music or about singing, you can check out my courses at thecharismaticvoice.com. Thank you so much.